Well, here we are on YouTube.
Well, here we are on YouTube. So this is 12 Bar Bruise by King Gizzard, which of course is a it's a pun on the 12 Bar Blues. You knew that, right?
Oh. Yeah.
Right. So
I was actually thinking it was a 12-bar cruise. Like there's 12 bars of the cruise ship. I'm an idiot. Okay, go ahead, Nathan. You're the...
That's the only thing I know about this album other than what you told me, which is that it's the first album. So...
Yeah, I think it's 2012. And it's my understanding they might have used some iPhones to record this stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have people in Discord that will most likely inform us as we go along here. Because
they're yelling at us. They're yelling at us right now. They're saying that Muckraker is not the first song. So they're saying, I hope Ryan reads this.
Oh,
do you have the first song lined up?
Did I do the wrong song first?
Well, the chat is blowing up, and they're very mad at us for skipping the first two songs. Apparently.
Okay, I'll make sure. I'll make sure that I picked the right one. Oh,
maybe it doesn't have it on iTunes.
Yeah, you know what? There's no number one. I'm looking at iTunes, and Muckraker or Muckraker, or however you want to say Muckraker.
Yeah.
It's listed as number 2.
That's weird.
Number 1 is not listed on this album.
All right. So there you go, guys. Sorry, we are doing the iTunes version. Yeah. So Nathan has confirmed it. We are corn dogs and ass hats. There's no doubt about it, but Nathan's not that stupid. So for whatever reason, what song are we missing? What are we missing? I don't understand why iTunes is. Right.
So
maybe, actually, guys, why don't you guys tell us the name of the song in the chat? So maybe after we do this listen through, we'll go see if we can find it on YouTube. Maybe somebody in this channel can provide the links in the King Gizzard chat, the song or songs that we're missing from the iTunes. So at the end, we can go quickly listen to it. How's that sound? Is that fair, Nate?
It sounds good, yeah.
Okay. So we'll start with
Muckraker.
So my understanding again is they said here they recorded the title track. Okay, with 4 iPhones around the room. Okay, so just the title track. I thought it was the whole album. Okay, that's kind of good. That would have been kind of annoying.
I'm gonna guess that this is the King Gizzard right here, the lizard wizard.
Yeah, that might be the king.
He looks lizardy. All right.
Yeah, let's do it. Is it loud on your end?
It's a bit loud. that's a Stu McKenzie song.
Yeah, well, he's the primary writer. He's like the leader, band leader in many ways. But I know they'll contribute, of course, for little I know. But he seems to be the dude. Two things before we get going here, Nathan. You can edit accordingly if you want, but it's frozen on my end, like the image. I don't see like the time changing. There's a bunch of arrows everywhere, so I don't know if I'm seeing that. Everyone else is seeing it too, probably.
Okay, I'm not seeing that, but I can pause and then like turn on open icons again.
Everyone's seeing that. Okay, so
we've recorded that one just fine, but I'll
the audio it's fine, whatever. Yeah. On your end, it's gonna look fine, I'm sure, but everyone in Discord sees a frozen image with a bunch of arrows everywhere. You know the.
Yeah. I'll stop streaming it. I'll keep it open and go like that. Oh, I don't want to. I want it open. That one. 9. That's the next one.
Okay, well, before we get into it, of course, we'll talk about the song we just heard. Okay.
Yeah, just hang on a second.
Nope, now. That looks good. Yeah, scene. Yeah. Okay. Move your mouse around. Yeah, good. All right.
What was interesting about that song is it felt a little like clearly a King Gizzard song, but like kind of what I expected, actually. Like where I'm at with what I understand what King Gizzard is, I had that sense that they always had a little bit of that like come on surfer kind of a sound to them in the very background, right? But their sound that we really liked, the stuff that we've really enjoyed listening to, felt very unique and different. And I had a sense that maybe some of their earlier stuff might have been less original sounding and a little bit more kind of like finding their sound. Yeah. Sure. So that last song made me really feel that there's them kind of going, what's our sound? What's the thing that we're pushing for? You know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm going to have a hot take here, and maybe this might upset people. No, I do have maybe it's not a hot take. I really like the song, and it was interesting because I was a little bit nervous about this album. Now, of course, that was just the one song we've heard so far. But, I've enjoyed Nanagon, Murder of the Universe. Those are great. There's been some really fun Polywolygon, Microtonal Banana Machine, whatever. Like all these. I can't pronounce any of their freaking albums, but the point is I've enjoyed all their stuff immensely for many reasons. And so I was a little bit nervous to go back and listen to the first album. And we should say this is a PayPal request from Ethan. Mm-hmm. I don't know your Discord name, or I don't want to say the wrong one. So Ethan, you know who you are. Everyone thank Ethan. Anyways, I was a little bit nervous. I was like, is it going to be any good? Is it going to sound really amateurish? And what I liked about that song was kind of a fun rock ditty. They had good harmonies. I like the harmonies. Like, and I don't know if they were being silly with the harmonies because it sounded kind of like an old school, like Beach Boys kind of with the rock and, guitar work and what have you. But I kind of like I would say generic's not the right term, but it's straightforward, just kind of a rocking song that could have easily been a single, a very easy single on the radio. And people are like, hey, cool, who's this new band? And it's not weird. It's not. It didn't challenge me, but I think it's a fun song, and it shows even at a very young age and early stage of their recording career that they know how to catch a rhythm and beat and harmony. Mm-hmm. But I wish they would do more harmony. I think I like the harmony. And
I see.
Yeah, I like harmony. I like backing vocals. I've always enjoyed a good chorus vocals.
What's interesting is more the recent stuff feels like it has harmonies. You know what I mean? Like when we've listed
not like that.
There's a couple of songs. The 2019 one. I'm trying to think of the name we did. Anyway, we'll probably be doing some more of that this weekend. So we'll look for it.
All right, let's keep going. So 9.
Or no in German.
Oh, thank you, Nathan.
Oh no, it's just 9 because it looks like okay. I'm reading the lyrics already. Okay, here we go.
Well, I did go with it. Now we got in our Discord chat again. We want to give a shout out to all of our Discord members and the King Gizzard fans of in our Discord. Are very supportive every time we do these live recordings. So join our Discord. It's free, and you can come watch us record live and chat with us while we do these reactions. Someone just said, Manatee said that back then for this album, at least Eric didn't play the drums. He played the theremin.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
Theremin. It's like I've only ever seen it played, so I don't exactly understand how it works. But it's kind of like this instrument you can use your hands in front of, and it like goes woo, as you like move them around. It kind of makes different sounds. It's been used since the 70s, 60s even.
Okay, and
played that.
And I believe me when I say I was actually noticing the drum work, especially in the last song, that it did sound like one drum. It sounded like one drum going on. So again, not a straightforward beat or a simple beat, but it didn't sound as complicated as some of their other psychedelic, crazy albums that have come up later. So it just sounded a little bit more straightforward. So again, this was another song where I'm really liking it. Like again, it's a good rock song. I like the chorus. And then that little, I don't know what that sound was. That kind of like maybe that's the theremin, but there's that weird.
Yeah.
I don't know, like almost a choral type sound, type sound.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I had kind of an epiphany as I was listening to it. Not that they're the same, and I'm not comparing the quality or the sound or any of those things, but I am comparing the experience that I'm having with King Gizzard right now, and when I was a teenager, and I got introduced to a band called Faith No More. And when we heard Faith No More, it was you who introduced me.
Amazing, way ahead of their time.
Yeah, we were, I think it was into their second or third album when we
Angel Dust was their second album. Well, with Mike Patton,
with Mike Patton, but like before that, they had an album called Introduce Yourself.
Yeah,
with Chuck Mosley, and the sound of that album. I remember thinking of it like, oh, that's them kind of like getting their sound. And now by the time they came around and we'd heard them, they had kind of found their sound and used that a lot more to their advantage. Whereas that's sort of the thing I'm looking at this now. It's like this album is them still. There's all the like roots of the cool sounds that I like of the stuff that I've heard from King Gizzard here. It's not exactly the same. It's just got all the like ingredients, if that makes sense.
Oh, I like it. No, yeah. Well, like any band, you go from the Rolling Stones to Aerosmith to Metallica, any main bands that we've listened to, of course, like their debut album, very few bands hold on to the same sound, same way, especially 12 albums later. You have to change it up. The band members are going to get bored, let alone the audience.
Yeah.
But I'm loving these early beginnings. These are fun, great rock songs. Really, this is good rock.
Yeah.
And I'm a rock fan in general, so this is very easy to get into. Okay. The next one is called... this is the iPhone song.
Okay.
So 12 Bar Bruise. There's 4 iPhones, I guess, laid around the room, however they did it. And Stu sang into one of them in particular. So this is an iPhone studio recording.
Okay.
All right. Probably what the iPhone 6.
Well,
All right, so I'm glad they didn't do the whole album that way.
just gonna say that.
Sorry. Interesting experiment, but I was under the impression the whole album was done that way, but I must have just misread it. That was the title track, so thankfully it was just the title track so far. I mean, because they make it sound like it's a 1950s, 60s recording, like almost like in a garage. I mean, I understand that's what they're doing. They were trying to make it sound like a literal garage band. But come on, guys, you have the equipment. Let's do a proper album or a proper recording. So interesting experiment, and they did do it on a song that was less than kind of a throwaway type song.
Well, and like bringing Ambrose over. Obviously, this is Ambrose's side project, right? Because
apparently
he was doing Murlocs before he came to this, correct?
Well, that's what people have told me, that Ambrose, the King Gizzard is a second project for him, not a first project.
Yeah. So I mean, and his stuff over there is fairly bluesy already. That was the other thing I was waiting for. I was like, okay, so where's the harmonica? If you're gonna do 12-bar blues, bring in the harmonica, man.
Did I hear it? We didn't hear it there, did we?
I don't think I did. Yeah, maybe.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
I mean, it's kind of a meh.
Yeah.
That was a meh song. So that's
Yeah.
fine. And I wonder how much of this album will be a bit of a meh. And like I said, Muckraker or whatever, Muckraker and 9, those are great songs. Those are quite good. I enjoyed them, but 12 Bar Bruise are just kind of and it's long. It's almost 4 minutes long of the same kind of. But that's okay. So they're just fooling around with their phones. Good for them. iPhone 6 is probably then, or whatever it was, iPhone 5. All right. So the next one is called Garage Liddiard. Oh, sorry. Garage. No, Garage.
Yeah, Garage Liddiard. There's a harmonica.
There you go. There's that blues.
Yeah, that's the best song so far for me.
Yeah, that's the harmonica, the blues sounding, and yeah.
Yep. Oh shoot, I forgot my thought. Anyway, I enjoyed that one the most.
It's probably a stupid thought, anyways. What's that? Sorry? Yeah, that was fun. Well, I click on the link. I don't know why Wikipedia this for this song. It's called the Garage Liddiard, but then but then it links to Gareth Liddiard. And Gareth is an Australian musician best known as a founding member of both the Drones and Tropical F Storm, which we've done.
Okay.
So there's your kind of connection. So I guess maybe King Gizzard, they're fans of Tropical F Storm or the Drones, because we did a couple songs from TFS.
Yeah.
So Liddiard has often been called one of Australia's greatest songwriters. According to Wikipedia. So, but so I don't know if that's a kind of a nod to him, maybe, because like I said, it linked to him.
Okay.
And he goes, and of course his name is Gareth. So
maybe there's some like startup impetus coming from Liddiard. Yeah. Maybe he was part of their inspiration.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, probably. Okay, so the next one is called Sam Cherry's Last Shot.
Okay.
Early that morning, the wagon master of a train came into the post greatly excited and reported that the dead body of a man and horse had been found in the road about 6 miles from the post. A company of infantry was immediately ordered out and, proceeding to the spot, found the body of Sam Cherry, pinned fast to the ground by the dead body of his horse. The search was continued, and in a lateral canyon we found the body of Sergeant Love and the 3 privates riddled with bullets, mutilated and disfigured. But giving every evidence of having sold their lives as brave men should. The trails were examined and the whole story worked out. The party had traveled along the road nearly to the entrance of the canyon of the Olympia, known as the Wild Rose Pass, and suddenly about 30 mounted Indians dashed from the bushes along the stream, cutting it off in retreat towards the fort and driving it up the lateral canyon. Suspecting a trap, Sam Cherry suddenly turned, dashed through the line of Indians, regained the road, and ran for life away from the fort, followed by a number of yelling savages. He was evidently doing well when his horse stumbled and fell, breaking his neck and pinning Sam's leg to the ground. In an instant, he was surrounded by the exultant Indians. Raising himself slightly, Sam fired 5 shots at his enemies. And turning the muzzle against his own temple, he escaped the tortures of their vindictive rage by his last shot. The baffled and terrified Indians went away as fast as their ponies could carry them, not touching the body, not even taking the arms. Such is the way out the West. People die in extreme barbaric ways, but we're taking their land, and in return, they take our viscera and spread it across the desert lands.
So I think the obvious question here is, did they do this song, and is this Ambrose's dad again? Would be my question.
It is.
Okay.
I believe it is, yeah.
And then was this kind of like that sounded cool, and did that spur the next album, really?
Well, yeah, that's just it, because this came out in 2012. They're like, hey, man, that was fun. Remember that Western song we did out of the blue for no apparent reason? Let's do a whole album like that. All right, it's great. Let's do that, guys. Come on. I wonder, because this story it's not the same story, but it's the exact same theme and style that they did for their second album, which is so weird to me that they did their second album was that Western.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Imagine if they decide, you know what, we're just gonna do Western albums from now on. So there's not much more to say other than what we said regarding that review. So check it out if you haven't already, and I don't think it's out yet.
It's uploading right now.
Oh wow, look at that. So just stand by for that. Go check out our Eye in the Sky or Pie in the Sky or Eyes Like the Sky.
Eyes Like the Sky. Eyes Like the Sky.
Every one of their freaking albums. Okay, all right, let's do this. So yeah, it was interesting, but we'll save our comments for our listeners. They can go check out our comments. What we thought of that album there. All right, it's like a bonus track. Like my whole life. The High Hope Flow. Go through.
Can you spell though? That's the harmonica.
Pretty raw, normal, not a lot of text in the harmonica.
I like that one.
Yeah, again, another doom, 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 doom. The harmonica was a highlight. It's a song that could have been shortened. That's one of the. I think King Gizzard. I think if we had, if I had any real big complaints about King Gizzard, about any songs that I complain about, it's the just wait 1 second. Is that they is that sometimes they kind of repeat their theme a little bit. Sometimes they just keep repeating it. So I think if I was a producer, which I'm not, I would have maybe just said, okay, we can knock off 40 seconds. You know?
Sure.
But it was a fun song. But at the end, I'm kind of like, yep, doom, 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 doom. It just kept saying High Hope Slow a little bit much, but
right.
But it was a fun song. Just 40 seconds off, and you're like, it's a tighter song.
Yeah. I was gonna. the line there where it's like, I can't spell, I ain't dumb, but ain't that like, it just made me think. I'm an English teacher, so I don't care about people's spelling, and some people get all worked up about that. So I often tell them, like, you're part of the problem. If you think spelling is what English is about, you're the problem, not me. Like if you care more about spelling than, like, I don't know, expressing yourself or explaining things, it's like, if let's say whoever wrote this song can't spell, well, look what they produced though. Like, clearly the part of English is working just fine, and that is to communicate an idea. And spelling is so minor. It's such a tiny part of communication. So
true, because when you communicate, you don't spell, you just talk.
Sure.
Yeah. Unless you're spelling something out to somebody in a spelling bee.
Let me spell it out for you.
Let me spell this out for you. Can you give me that word in a sentence? Spelling bees are so stupid. They really are dumb.
That's why Canada doesn't have them.
They're kind of dumb. Okay. All right. What's the next one, Nathan?
The next one is, I don't know, I have to press play and find out.
Yeah, it's Cutthroat Boogie. Oh, and Ambrose sings this one. We were just told in our Discord chat. So he's the lead vocal. Yeah, cool.
Okay.
He's gonna probably sound like he's 11. Yeah. Ambrose song right away.
Yep. Well, there you go. There's your short and sweet song.
Well, yeah, and I should make it. I love long songs. We've reviewed and reacted to a lot of long songs where we've said at the end, "Oh, that was 9 minutes. That was 10 minutes."
Yeah.
Look again. Well, like we'll just say it was a David Bowie. We listened to a David Bowie song. That was like 9.5, almost 10 minutes long. We're both at the end. We're like, "Oh, it's over," because throughout that song, it just nothing really repeated. It was a journey type thing. So, I just that's my only criticism so far of King Gizzard. Like, if I had one, and the only time I've ever had one in general, it just seems to be some of their songs. Sometimes you get, which isn't a good sign. You get kind of bored already. Because and it's not bored, but I've lost interest in some of their songs when they repeats too much, because that's not a good sign. That's all I'm saying. Like, but they're very talented. This is like the only criticism. People are gonna get so mad at me. Just so you know, the reason why they repeat things, I forget which album it was, because we've done a few now, but there was a couple times where we're just okay, all right, I got it. Because I forget which one it was. It was like there was like 2 or 3 7-minute songs on one of those albums. We said that before, so that was just reminded me of that. But all these songs are short on this. This album is only 35 minutes long.
Yep.
Like we're talking about each one almost as long as the song is. Yeah. So there you go. I don't want to repeat myself either. Okay.
I like the theme of this one. This idea of like someone's neck getting severed and they're like dancing around, blood squirting all over the place, and hey, let's write a song about someone spurting blood all over the floor. Interesting.
Yeah. And I love Ambrose. It kind of reminds me of the Beatles. Speaking of the Beatles, like, he has a very John Lennon sounding sound to his voice. But speaking of the Beatles, everyone was kind of like, you kind of like, there's a team Paul, Team John, and then some people are, George Harrison, which I was a George Harrison. But it's weird. I think with Ambrose and Stu, I wonder if there's a little bit in the fandom where some people kind of like. So I find if I had to choose, I've said it before, I really like Ambrose. I like his harmonica playing, I love his style, I love the way he looks and his persona, and his obviously his talented songwriter, singer. So he's really, they're all great. But if I had I kind of fanboy for Ambrose a little bit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Yeah, what is the next one?
Bloody Ripper.
This was a
Bloody Ripper.
This was a single.
Oh. I think they've changed the key a couple of times there. That's why it sounds so weird at the end.
So it's interesting listening to that, keeping in mind that it was a single, I guess, on Australian radio, of course, what have you. Kind of deceiving a little bit in a weird way. Like, sometimes singles are like that. Like, think of any band or album. Sometimes the single will be very, very different than what the album might, for better or for worse. Sometimes the single could be weak, in the sense that if you're a fan of the band, I could look at some of the bands that I love. I look back at some of their singles or songs I never listened to. Again, I'm a huge Metallica fan. I've been listening to Metallica since I was 11 years old when Justice came out. I've been listening to that ever since. And I love them. I don't care. I love the old, new. Anyways, and I hate Enter Sandman, for example. I hate that song because it's got nothing to do with the popularity, but it's just a song that doesn't represent the band. It's like if I was to show you Enter Sandman, it doesn't sound like a lot of their stuff. It just doesn't sound like this isn't who they are, but it's a very popular song. So this is what I'm saying here with this song. It's very radio friendly, kind of poppy. It's all right. You're kind of like this. This probably doesn't represent the album very well, though I can see why people might find it easy to listen to and like, oh, I'm gonna go check these guys out, and they might end up liking the other stuff, but it doesn't sound like the rest of the album.
Yeah, it reminded me of What We Do in the Shadows. If you haven't seen that yet, but
no,
it's just like a documentary about vampires. It sounds like this like song that would go along with it. Like some of the lyrics fit fairly closely to just the goofy theme of that movie if you've ever seen it. So yeah.
Nice.
Okay, next one is called Uh-Oh, I Called Mum. Got a punk.
Yeah, punk and mixing punk with deep surf music. Yeah, it's very punk. That chorus again, I like.
Harmonica.
Yeah. Like if the Beach Boys had a baby. That was a fun song.
Yeah, what I've learned, because I didn't know this about punk growing up. I made incorrect assumptions about what punk was, and the real true origins of punk are: you take doo-wop and you speed it up times about 6 or 7 times, sometimes even faster, and you have punk, and that's really the recipe for it. Right? You take old rock songs that were kind of the early rock, you just times multiple times for the speed, maybe. And that's what you
see that. I think I've heard that, and I see that there, and that's what they've done. I mean, they would obviously probably know that, being musicians themselves. So that's a nod to that, because you have that. And punk actually has some great punk songs. Has the great background vocals.
Yeah,
it's called chorus vocals, when they got a variety of people singing, usually the band members, but they got that kind of like mob of voices, and I love that. And that song was albums that I really enjoy. A combination of, head bopping, and then the great harmony.
yeah.
Yeah, I love it. It's a great harmony and nice. Again, that has to be short, but I didn't tire of it. Now, if they did it for another minute and a half, you'd be like, okay, it was that perfect, punk song, quick and dirty, in and out. Yeah, it was great. A lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay. Next, Sea of Trees.
I think it's my favorite. That's a great jam.
Was that the last
That was
track?
the best song about. Was that?
Was that the last track?
No.
Oh, okay.
Is there another one after? Is there another one after?
Oh, is there? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, there should be.
Okay. Yeah, that was a great song. You know what that makes me think is that, because that there I can really more clearly see this, like, oh yeah, when we get that like cool like beat going, and we kind of all like, fill it in with that sound that sounds a little more like early King Gizzard to me. That's kind of like there's their sound starting to emerge. I wonder if that's where they went. If they went back to that song and went like, yeah, we had something going there. Is that? Do we return to that? Do we like explore that more?
Well, what? Yeah, and I mean, I really like that song. I think it's one of the better songs. I would put that off the top of my head, probably top 5 Gizzard songs that I've heard. Honestly, I really like this. I love that bass groove, and then they had that. The harmonica was perfect. A great harmonica jam. That's like top Ambrose harmonica playing. I love the jam, and I wish they would do more of these. Like they do a lot of instrumental versions of like they do like, but there's something different between just like it's hard to explain. Like this felt more like a jam session. there were some changes going on and instruments coming in and out, and I even heard a little bit, I think, acoustic guitar in the background. It was, yeah, I mean, that was a definite highlight. I would put this in my top 5 songs. It was really cool to hear. It was interesting. Stu's voice was very distorted, but the instruments were very clean, and
yeah,
I would like to. I wish they would. I hope they don't forget about the sound. You know, like I want them to kind of, because they do so many different albums. I'm not asking for much here. You know, they do 20 albums a day. So I'm like, I wouldn't mind if they did an album that was just like a kind of like a jam rock album, like just like this song was showing us a little bit more of just not psychedelic, not experimental, because we've got lots of those and they're great, but kind of interested to hear their take on straight up rock, you know, jam rock.
Yeah, certainly this would look great live, where you could play this out, you know, for a long time.
You could drag this out,
give everyone their
harmonica,
their chance to solo and shine, and give everyone a little bit of the stage, and then kind of drag it out and finish it up with a big flourish at the end. Yeah.
And I know King Gizzard's listening to us, so they'll probably do that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're the #1 King Gizzard reaction channel, so
we are. It's exhausting. Okay, no, just joking. All right, what's the next one?
It is called Footy Footy.
Oh, soccer. Soccer. Well, they love their football or soccer, as we say here in Canada, U.S. I guess that was a real football team that maybe won a championship or something. I'm not sure. I don't know anything about.
I was wondering if this is kind of like a poking fun at it a little bit song, or if
I think they're probably fans.
Or they're just big fans. You know what I mean?
But they were young. I mean, they said 1995, and these guys are young. So 95, were they even born?
But that's what I'm trying to say. Is maybe they're poking fun at fans of it, kind of like there's the last line there. I hate what this game has become. Like this sort of like they're a bit of a commentary on soccer. It's just my guess. I could be wrong. It could just be good old fashioned support for the game.
All right, so Nathan, that was a fun little closer. I mean, again, nothing quite special, kind of a little fun little ditty about soccer, football. All right, so for whatever reason, iTunes, and thank you to the people in Discord, because Nathan and I would have never have known, iTunes did not have Elbow on their iTunes, which is weird. So this was actually the second single from the album too, but the first track of the album. So here we go, Nathan. Here is Elbow.
All right.
you?
I'm glad we included that.
Oh yeah, of course. People in the chat were getting very panicky. Yeah, you stop. Don't hit play. Anyway, glad we listened to it as well. It was a fun song. I can see why it was officially a single from the band, according to Wikipedia. Much better single than the other one, because I mentioned that other single. I can't remember the name now, but it didn't quite give the spirit of what this album is. This one does more.
Sure.
Because it had the punk sound, the punk influence. So definitely this is for their first official studio album. I know they had an EP before this one, but this is their first studio album. Anyways, you can sense, if you were to think this was just all they had at the time. So when people in 2012 heard this, they were probably thinking, "Oh, okay, we kind of have a punk rock band."
Yeah, sure. Yeah, and I'm sure that people were curious to see where it led.
Yeah, I would have been interested as well at the time. So it's interesting to go back. I was a little bit nervous about going back, only because every band kind of grows, but you never know, like, are their first albums going to suck compared to their latest because their albums now are just so huge and they're just so experimental and a lot going on, and now we got a trilogy of albums, microtonal talk. I don't know. I feel like I don't know what the hell's going on with this band, in the sense of, like, there's so much going on. I get lost a little bit. It's like a whole universe, really, of stuff, sounds, personalities. But we're getting there. I'm actually. It'd be interesting to go back and look at our first videos of these guys. I think we mixed up Ambrose and Stu when we first did it.
Oh yeah. I know. I didn't like Stu in the first. Yeah,
we had a hard time with Stu. Is that weird?
I was kind of like, oh, I don't really like his voice. And one of the maybe comments on that, just kind of to end our reaction here, in this particular album, it's almost like they're hiding a little bit behind the vocal effects, the kind of like, sounding like it's coming out of a phone sound, whereas they definitely grow more and open that up, and we hear their voice more clearly. I'm looking forward to hearing that in the new album. Yeah,
it's a good point. I was thinking that too. A lot of heavy vocal effect. It's almost like Stu, and not so much. Ambrose had a little bit of it, but not as much. So maybe Stu wasn't as comfortable as a singer just yet.
Yeah,
he has a different style than quote unquote singing, but yeah. Good point.
Yeah. Whereas, and I've learned to really like his vocals, and so
we were odd about him. I found him at first, like, he's kind of a funny looking guy, but not in a weird way. Just like he looked different, and it was like the whole band was different. Everything was different. But now that we get to know, he seems like a very humble, very smart guy. I think he's very.
I agree. Yeah.
I think his intelligence is quite high. He seems to be kind of the quiet leader. I would say he's probably like, I'll probably be wrong, but I would think he's probably one of the more mature members of the band.
Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah, I mean he goofs around with the rest of them, but he's
for sure.
Yeah,
but yeah. Well, there it is. 12 Bar Bruise. Thank you. Again,
Ethan.
Ethan, I don't want to say your last name, but I forget your Discord name. I'm sorry. There's so many. Okay, it is. Oh, okay. Can I say it then? Because I've said your real name. See, now I don't want to dox you. But anyway, so Murky is the guy. So everyone thank Murky for doing this PayPal request. Appreciate it, brother.
Murky.
Yeah.
Thanks,
All
Murky.
Right. All right, everyone. There you go. So coming up on our Discord channel, and I guess on YouTube as well, we'll be doing Fishing for Fishies, I think it's called. Then we're going to do KG. And then Nathan and I, free of charge, because we wanted to listen to it, but also because everyone's been so kind to us on the King Gizzard fandom. We're going to do their LW.
Nice.
Yeah. So that will be the order we do things. So stand by for timings on that, guys. Okay. All right. And advertise us on Reddit. Let the guys in Reddit know that we're doing this too. Let them know that we're going to be doing that. So, all right.
Yeah, because they're going to have to upload all of this to Vimeo.
Yeah. Let them know that we're the #1 King Gizzard reaction channel on Vimeo.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see you in the next one.
Well.
Bye.